Basically, what the president is seeking is saying, no, I do not want to appear in court. I think it's on the 19th of January. I want to bring this urgent application and I want to remove all the cause of concern, to raise the cause of concern that I may have with regards to the summons. Now, if you bring any matter on an urgent basis, you are basically showing to the court there's a right that I need to protect. I'm going to suffer irreparable harm. On the balance of probabilities, I'm probably going to be successful in the merits of the matter. But most importantly, there's no other alternative means that I have other than going to court on an urgent basis and disregarding or requesting that you condone all those rules I need to comply with. Now, I think on that basis, the president is a bit limping. There is an alternative process which is available in this dispute that they exist. Now, if we look at the Criminal Procedure Act, Section 106 is very clear. One of the defenses in which one can raise whenever they are faced with any criminal prosecution is to then say you do not have charge to prosecute. I think it was used by the former president, Mr. Jacob Zuma, in his matter, which has ended up in the Constitutional Court. So then the basis would be, why do you want to jump the queue? Why do you want your matters to be dealt with on an urgent basis when the defense is available to you? And when you go to court and you appear in court, you can be able to raise it. The matter will be dealt with in a much more proper manner. So on that basis, I think maybe the president, his matter may be thrown out or removed from the role for a lack of agency. Firstly, it's going to be on the cost side, because the court is going to say, you brought these individuals with the list on an urgent basis. You forced them to incur legal expenses by coming here instead of waiting for a time to arrive on the 19th of January. So we are going to award cost to them. But most importantly, the matter which was supposed to sit on the 19th will still continue, and that's where you'll be able to ventilate all those processes in. But on another basis, there is a way or a manner in which this particular matter can then be resolved. I haven't read the papers. However, I would have expected the president to be more critical or to direct his answers mainly to the NPA. In terms of saying to the NPA, there might be a confusion as to whether a valid prosecution certificate actually arises. The Criminal Procedure Act allows you to withdraw, add amendments, or add certain conditions as you may deem fit to any certificate that you have issued. Can you please do that so that at the end of the day, I'm able to get a bit of reprieve? I'm not asking that must not be prosecuted. I'm simply saying, apply your mind to the specific case. Make sure that you issue a certificate which is suspect, tailor-made, so that at the end of the day, if I need to appear in court, I can be able to appear in court. But I just need clarity on this certificate which was issued. So it is the NPA that can come to the reprieve of the president and make this whole matter go away if really they want this matter to be solved once and for all. I think that's the one question which is baffling maybe everyone, especially those within the legal sector, because at the end of the day, the Criminal Procedure Act, I think Section 8 up until 18 is very clear as to how private prosecution should be made. The CPA, the Criminal Procedure Act, is very clear in terms of saying the NPA can come in at any given point in time, either add amendments or withdraw the certificate, or maybe provide any clarification that is there. Maybe they don't want to be perceived as being directed to or being influenced by the president. However, they are independent. The National Director of Public Prosecution is an independent individual. And if at the end of the day, it is found that the whole mess that has been created, it is mainly due to the negligent issuing or issuing of a certificate which is irregular, then definitely they're going to pay cost and incur cost. It might not be cost, it will come from their own pockets unless the court directs us so. But at the end of the day, this is the taxpayers' monies which are being wasted for individuals who, for a lack of a better word, are not doing their job in a manner in which they're supposed to do their job in. The Criminal Procedure Act, which is there, it is clear, unambiguous. All you have to do is to follow it and use your powers as the NPA to make sure that when you're issuing the certificates, they are unambiguous and they're directed to an individual. You cannot delegate your powers as the NPA to a certain individual and say you can go and prosecute absolutely anyone who's involved in your matter. It does not work like that. Every single person in which you are going to list as an accused or as an interested party, the NPA must have applied its mind to the case that they was provided, the evidence which has been provided, the evidence against a particular individual, and on that specific individual, a decision must be made, and a certificate issued that is going to attach each individual so that at the end of the day, you don't find yourself with the problem that you are faced with. So it's the NPA that can come to the reprieve of the president. It does say, finally, maybe on an alternative basis, the same defense that you have used before against Bill Down, after Bill Down is going to be used against you. Certainly, the president is going to say, I'm going to continue with this litigation. I'm not going to be dictated to by the president. And if you want to dispute any certificate that you have received, let's go to court, of which the odds are in favor of the former president, Mr. Zuma, because he's going to say, I did not write the certificate myself. All that I've done is to record the certificate, and the certificate was granted to me. All I'm doing now is to prosecute based on what has been written and been provided to me as a directive that I can be able to continue. If you have a problem with how the certificate is written, then the person that you must write to, who is the custodian and the issuer of the certificate, must be the NPA.